This video is about some course strategy with wedges. We've got a par 5 here where we've got 100 yards into the green, and Nate, who's a +6 handicap golfer, is going to talk about how he visualizes hitting shots into a pin. We've got bunker and water, pins a little forward. Let's walk through this, right? So Nate, let's look at this shot. Kind of the pin is only about 6 or 7. You know, the pin is only six paces on, right?
Maybe we can do a flyover on it. Look.
So here's the overview of the green.
So obviously we've got water right, all the way past pin high. Water is in play right. Obviously it's just 100, so it depends on your handicap for what your expectation is, but we want to be playing it as safe as possible. Okay, we don't want to bring the water into play. We don't want to bring the bunker into play. We want to give ourselves the best chance for getting it safely on the green in a reasonable proximity to the hole.
So if we think about dispersion patterns, even with a wedge, right? So you're a very accomplished golfer. You've got a much tighter dispersion pattern. If you're a 5, 10, 15 handicap, like where should I be aiming on this? I mean, what's my big miss? So where should I be aiming? What should I be visualizing?
You know, it really, like, a lot of people will try to maximize the club. They're going to go, what is my 100-yard shot? But in reality, it's probably an average of 88 yards.
Right.
But they hit it 100 when they're feeling great. But we don't want to be swinging hard with a 60 degree necessarily. A lot of better players aren't going to be hitting the 60 degree from 100 yards. They're going to be hitting a smoother 56 degree or 55 degree or maybe even a 50 degree to control the spin, control the flight, and just get a as consistent result as possible.
So this pin isn't that far on the green. I would say I don't want to land it right at the edge of the green because then I might be left with a short-sighted chip, right? So if I look at this, Nate, let's have you hit some shots here. If I look at a dispersion pattern that is maybe in this area, I've got the bunker out of play and I'm trying to maximize that, right? If I have my target right here, my dispersion pattern can get me down awfully close to the water.
Yep.
And some short-sighted chips if I have a little flaring, open face cut. Particularly if I might have a little wind in the face, I mean, I can still have this water that's brought into play, right?
Yep.
So let's have you hit some shots, kind of see what type of pattern you can make.
Sounds great. So I'm going to be hitting a 55 degree, and for me at 100 yards or 105-yard carry, it's going to feel just nice and 3/4, 70% type of a shot here. All right.
So you find the feeling of hitting a wedge, it's don't try to go full, power, right?
Yep, you
Now,
want
so
stability
that one,
and control.
there's a great example right there, right? So you were trying to go a little farther, had your visualization been right at the pin, that would be off the green.
Yep, it was a little off the toe, but again, it's a game of misses, and we're not all tour players. The best in the world, yes, they're going to be able to attack a lot more from 100 yards directly at it, but they're also not always going directly at the pin, especially with where the pin locations are on tour. That was even more of a miss hit. But again, I'm not in the water.
We've still got a putt, right?
I went 60 degree and tried to hit that full. I'm going to be bringing in potentially trouble into play.
So that one there that was a little to the right, if you'd had less club hitting it harder, that would have actually gone into the water. So take a little more club. There we go. Beautiful safe shot. Look, it landed beyond the hole and it almost spun right back in. Really nice shot. So a dispersion pattern, understanding dispersion patterns even for a really accomplished golfer like Nate, you can see these things are not within a 3 or 4 foot radius from 100 yards.
Yep.
So manage the expectations, put yourself away from the notion of I've got to hit it right at the pin. Give yourself more room for your dispersion. So Nate, as we look at this dispersion pattern here, we had one little bit of an outlier. The other 4 were on the green. Had you been going to the pin, probably 2 of those would have been off the green. One of them maybe in the water, right?
For sure.
So even from 100 yards, make sure that you're looking at where should you going from a reasonable dispersion pattern perspective. Forget where the pin is. Take the penalties, take the short-sighted chips, take the bunkers out of play, figure out where to aim to get it on the green for the reasonable 2-putt. As you can see, Nate is an awesome coach, and we've got a great way that Nate can help you with our online swing training program. Just click on the link on the description below or in the iCard. You'll get access to free 7 days where Nate can be your coach and help you today become a better golfer.